before the video starts, this is just a heads up that this is only about aim assist in competitive tournaments, so only think about the top tier tournaments when I'm talking about aim assist in this, and just assume that everyone in this video on controller is probably playing on a pretty good PC and at least 144 Hz, so something to keep in mind before I get into this video. Now, try to imagine yourself as this guy right here. This is a zone rule custom game, so this guy's been looting up for about 15 minutes at this point, and the zone finally just opened up to where we can fight. Fortunately though, this guy did not get zoned, so he realizes he needs to start rotating, so he decides to leave his box, and this happens next. GG. Now, realistically, there isn't much else this guy could have done. He realized that he had to rotate to zone and needed to run in the open a little bit to start making the rotate. Fortunately, I decided to open up the edit and he kind of died in the matter of a second. When I started spraying at this guy, he really just doesn't have a chance at all. Unless you have some sort of insane reaction speed or just have the reaction time of some sort of robot, I'm not sure how you really build this off and kind of defend yourself in this situation. Now, I don't want to make this video too much about how controllers are overpowered and how aim assist is really broken in the game. Obviously, aim assist isn't new and it's always been this sort of controversial topic, but as of recently, it seems that controller players are kind of placing at the top of every single tournament now, and they're kind of more relevant than ever, so I figured this video is more important than ever to talk about where aim assist is currently at in the state of competitive Fortnite. Now, in my opinion, I honestly feel like the biggest issue right now with aim assist is just how good the tracking is with controller on PC. If you guys have seen any clips at all, you would know that up close with an SMG spray, or even a little bit further back with an AR spray, the tracking with controller on PC is very dominant. Now, it also doesn't help that we're in a point of Fortnite that I would say is also kind of a spray meta. With the higher tier weapons like a purple scar or a gold scar, I feel like I would rather take that as a spray weapon over like a green or a blue SMG, honestly. And with the addition of the new POIs and the mythic loot, there's a good chance that people endgame are going to have one, the mythic drum gun or the mythic minigun. Not to also mention that you can kind of just pick up the minigun at other points of the map also, so having the minigun is a real viable option endgame. So the spray meta is definitely a thing right now, and for whatever reason, if you don't believe me that it's currently a spray meta, let's take a look at your fellow Arab, his newest video he uploaded called I Coach an Aimbotter in FNCS. Basically, this is just a video where he coaches his friend Matik, a EU controller player. He's coaching him through the solo FNCS qualifiers. He realized throughout the tournament that Matik really wasn't getting any kills with his shotgun, so he told him to only carry spray weapons. So he ends up going to the shark this game, and at the end of the game, his loot does end up being the mythic scar with the mythic drum gun and having the grappler all at the same time. So it makes for a very, very crazy end game where he does actually finish the game and finish in this tournament with 24 kills. So let's take a look at this and just see how good he does with this meta.
Nice, Matik! Let's go! Gold score, baby, gold score!
Can I grab the
No. Get the gold scar. Nice, that's it.
Come here!
Mid drum gun! Drop your scar and get the drum gun. Get in.
Gio, I need to
You don't need that pad. Just get in. You don't need that loot. You don't need it at all.
I'm not getting the loot.
Nice, Matik! He's on your old loot. He's in your box. Nice, Matik!
I'm so sorry for what's about to happen to you, mate.
Get in on him. While he's moving zones. You have drum gun. And you have flopped. Nice. Matik, flop! Oh, no, you let him die to storm. You idiot.
How did I let him die?
And I don't want to make it sound like I'm just some salty keyboard player who's just mad about dying to controller players. I'm really not, because I do play controller also. I just get to play with controller on PC in some decent frames, so I just realized how overpowered this is. And to show you guys more proof that it's not just keyboard players getting mad, here's a clip from Colazo, who is a pro controller player. Here he's talking about just controller in the new FNCS format, which is kind of promoting W keying, so just listen to what he has to say about it and hear his thoughts on it.
If you don't play scrims all day, there should be like 2 players that don't play scrims all day that should have a way to qual, or like a few. But the people who are qualling that aren't playing scrims are not playing the game well. They're not winning the games the way they like taught to win over these last 2 years. Like, they're just killing everyone they see and getting 4 points per kill. Their 3 points adds up to my 10th place. So if I sit and play 10th place with 1 kill, we have the same amount of points, and they have 3 kills and they die in 97th place. Say they kill the first 3 people in the lobby and die. They have more points than me saying for 20 minutes and getting a 10th place with 1 kill. They have the same amount of points. This format is horrid. It is a format that is so bad it does not show how the way the game is played. I scrim every day, all day in the top scrims in the world just so I can get outplaced, outscored by a kid that has 2 kills when I get a 15th place. The controller is broken, like broken. There are kids with less than. Someone told me earlier today that the top 10 had $800 earned total, all from Winter Royale. The controller aim assist is the problem. You don't see keyboarders jumping in boxes like controller players are because it's not as OP. It's a risk to drop in a box on keyboard. It is not a risk to jump in a box on controller.
Another really good example I have is from this solo test event I was playing in a couple nights ago. I was just messing around trying to W key to see if I could get a lot of points. So I ended up actually starting this game right here on keyboard and mouse. Sorry if the quality looks a little weird. I'm not sure what was going on with my stream. But basically I did start this game on keyboard and mouse and get a good amount of kills. So I ended up with 8 kills at one point in the mid game. And at this point I actually killed the guy with the drum gun. So I kind of made the decision like it's probably smarter if I want to win this game. I should probably switch to my controller and play it out. Because like I mentioned, I do play controller on PC, but I do also play on keyboard, so I can play hybrid if I need to. So I decided to play the rest of the game out, and this is what happened. Just look at these highlights right here and to see how this end game plays out with the mythic drum gun. And I really don't want to come off like I'm just like some salty keyboard player, because I really am not. So I'm going to try my best, make this video positive and not just be me complaining about aim assist the entire time. So I kind of want to try to offer what might be a solution, or what Epic maybe could do to try to combat this a little bit, to make it a little bit more fair for everyone. Now, the first option, and I feel like this might be the most obvious, but it definitely could work, would be just to add separate competitive aim assist settings to begin with. What they could do maybe is like lock aim assist at like 50 to 70%, whatever would work best. Try to lock it at that, so maybe all the competitive tournaments that you would load into are going to have different aim assist settings than you would, let's say, loading into a regular solo. That could be one way they could do it, which might work. Obviously, you would have to mess around with that a lot to make sure it's right. Other than that, I think the issue really just comes down to the loot pool we have right now. At the beginning of chapter 2, I think the loot pool was probably the most competitive it ever was, with just how easy it was and everyone had similar loadouts. But now with the addition of how easy it seems to upgrade weapons, people are always going to have purple and gold scars. And like I've been mentioning in the video, mythic items are just a thing endgame. They're going to keep getting recycled. People are going to keep picking up the mythic drum guns and the mythic miniguns. So there's a good chance at the end of the game, it's going to end up in the hands of a controller player. So maybe just going back to the way they had it, where competitive has its own loot pool, and maybe just remove these mythic items and these POIs from competitive in general. That could be also one way to go about it. Other than that, like I've been saying the whole video, if there's just some way they can slow down how fast people are dying to controller, I think this would solve all the issues to begin with, because I think that's what people are really mad about, is just getting shot in the back and not being able to react, because I don't know about you, but I don't have the reaction time of some sort of computer. Like, you just can't react to getting shot that fast, and that's what I think everyone's really mad about at the end of the day. Now, feel free to let me know down in the comments how you feel about aim assist. Do you think it's going to affect Fortnite even more in the future? Do you think controller players are going to keep dominating, or are they eventually going to do something to maybe just nerf all this? Let me know down in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.